Welcome to the Redline Report powered by HireMaster. I'm Macy Reyes, and on this week's report, we're talking driver earnings, freight volumes at Georgia Ports Authority, and much more. Let's go. The American Trucking Association conducted a study which focused on truck driver earnings. The recently released study shared data for 2021 with reference points dating back to 2019 for comparison. The ATA's chief economist Bob Costello said, quote, "Trucking is an industry that is focused on driver compensation and benchmarking against it. That is the goal of the report, and it is a huge undertaking." End quote. The report showed that more than 90% of respondents in the truckload sector increased pay last year, with the average increase being 10.9%. Additionally, truckload drivers earned a median compensation of $69,687 in 2021. That figure includes bonuses but not benefits and is 18% more than the average compensation from 2019. According to the report, there are no signs of a slowdown in pay increases. While Costello used the media briefing to discuss the truckload data, the report provides information on less than truckload driver pay as well. The LTL carriers had a median income of $73,000 in 2021. However, this figure represents LTL drivers who hauled freight over the road. Local LTL drivers earned a median pay of $55,000 in 2021. LTL carriers who responded to the survey increased pay in 2021 by an average of 2.6%. Workhorse Group, a maker of medium duty electric delivery vans and chassis, reported its second quarter revenue at just $12,600, and that is not a typo. The Ohio based company's shares fell 24.16% to close at $3.39 per share on the heels of losing $21.2 million in Q2 of 2022, which coincided with CEO Rick Dosh's restructuring of the company from top to bottom. Dosh's actions will include replacing and expanding top leadership, withdrawing a challenge to the awarding of a contract for the next generation delivery vehicle for the U.S. Postal Service, and lastly, developing a 3-year product plan for a range of Class 3 through 6 medium duty trucks by the end of 2024. Dosh commented on the changes and said, quote, "Make no mistake, Workhorse is a fundamentally different company today than it was a year ago," end quote. Workhorse has plans to manufacture and sell around 200 C1000 vehicles in 2022 with remaining parts, generating between 15 million to 25 million in revenue for the calendar year before retiring the vehicle. In Freight Insights this week, July volumes at the Georgia ports are 18% higher year over year, as the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports are seeing an increase in vessels with some relief in congestion. As stated in a recent American Shipper article, quote, "GPA handled 530,800 20-foot equivalent units in July. Since January, GPA has handled 3.4 million TEUs, which is 7% higher than the same period in 2021, end quote. The Port of Savannah has become the preferred East Coast port for shippers globally as cargo continues to be diverted from the West Coast. Although just a couple of weeks ago the number of vessels waiting to dock had decreased, those numbers still remain in the double digits. The Port of Savannah has initiated infrastructure projects to help increase capacities and decrease the wait time for new vessels. So far, they have ordered 8 new ship-to-shore cranes, with 4 of those cranes arriving in February of 2023 and the other 4 arriving by the end of 2023. The project to increase berth capacities is 60% complete and is expected to add 1 million TEUs of container yard capacities in 2023 and 2024. The U.S. Department of Transportation announced a new program aimed to help congested supply chains. The Freight Logistics Optimization Works program, better known as FLOW, will have carriers, shippers, and logistics companies share information with the federal government, such as purchase order forecasts, cargo bookings, vessels in transit, marine terminal space availability, drayage truck dispatch capacity, over the road truck dispatch capacity, chassis availability, and warehouse capacity. Stephen Lyons, the former commander of the U.S. Transportation Command, now the supply chain envoy to the White House, said, quote, "The start of data sharing between the industry and the USDOT is an important milestone for Flow. We look forward to continuing to collaborate with the industry to develop this tool to enable the industry to make more informed decisions that will improve the movement of goods along our supply chain." End quote. According to the DOT, data will be used to create an index of demand over capacity. The program was initially launched in March of 2022 with only 18 participants. That number has now doubled to 36 voluntary participants, ranging from ocean carriers to logistics companies. In the news this week, Congress is working to finalize a bill designed to address supply chain connectivity concerns, clean energy initiatives, and economic incentives. The Inflation Reduction Act, which passed the Senate on August 7th along party lines, 50-50 with a tie-breaking vote by the vice president, aims to direct $740 billion at current economic issues and key pillars of the president's Build Back Better agenda. Among the projects within the bill, $30 billion will be dedicated to a greenhouse gas reduction fund to pave the way for nonprofits and state agencies to leverage private investments for climate change projects, including $3 billion for clear air initiatives around the country's ports. While Democrats unanimously supported the bill, Republicans unanimously opposed the measure, accusing Democrats of stuffing the bill with meaningless measures that they claim won't address inflation or climate change. With the White House's endorsement of the bill, passage by the Democratic led House is simply a matter of time. President Biden commented on the bill after its passage in the Senate, stating, quote, "This bill also makes the largest investment ever in combating the existential crisis of climate change. It addresses the climate crisis and strengthens our energy security, creating jobs manufacturing solar panels, wind turbines, and electric vehicles in America with American workers." End quote. And that's all for this week's Redline Report. I'm Macy Reyes. Be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch each episode and leave us a like and a comment. We'll see you next time on the Redline Report, powered by HireMaster.